Okay, welcome everybody. I'm so happy that we can talk about like making your own gifts. First because I used to love to do this. I do this less. A few of these things that I'm going to be sharing here with you, I do it every day. But some of these gifts I used to really give them to people that I loved. And you will never forget giving them, and people will never forget receiving. And that's what it makes it so special because it's just a very personal touch. And when I was preparing this a presentation, I actually got inspired of making a few new things. So for the ones having following us this year, this is the last class on the series of masterclass from the Living the doTERRA lifestyle. In this last 12 months, we went over all of the insights of this handbook of what does it mean to live a more natural life. And we went learning about these foundational pillars of health, right? So we touched upon nutrition, digestion, metabolism, and we touched a lot upon rest, managing stress, and reducing toxic exposure. And what I think is really beautiful about making your own gifts here is that you're gifting not only the gift, but you're also gifting something that is going to help people manage their stress and most importantly, reduce synthetic exposure. How often we see presents being given from Douglas or rituals, and you can make the exact same things for cheaper and with a much, much higher quality of product. So I'm going to teach you in a way that you can do it. And it takes you as much time as going into the city center and buying something. So time cannot be something for it. For the ones that don't know me yet, my name is Isadora, and I co-founded together with some incredible women, the Next Step community. I've been in love with essential oils for like a decade in my life. And what I'm teaching here with you, it's the fruits of my own experiences, but also some other women. So I have like some tips from Limor that she shared a book with us. I have some tips that Laura gave me to host this class. So I'm also bringing their insights and I want to honor that knowledge as well. Now let's get started to today. I'm going to show you a step by step how you can plan to make your own gifts. I'm going to give you some ideas to make things for the house, for men or for women. They're not so different, but maybe the combination of oils, the combination of aromas is going to be slightly different. And I'm also going to teach you to make oil combinations. I know that an insecurity from a lot of people who are starting is, but what tastes nicely together? And I know that because I made horrible compositions in the past. So I learned of what doesn't taste good so that I can teach you, hey, what does taste good? And I'm going to be bringing that up to you as well. My biggest intention for hosting this class is really that we're such a fast-paced living, mass-producing goods, and how meaningful it is that we can go back to craft, free from synthetics, and really just put like a very deep personal touch. I think that that already is worth much more. Okay, so hands-on, how are we going to do this? This is the step-by-step guide. First thing that you're going to do is that you're going to choose a recipe and to whom you're going to give it to. So my tip, if you're doing it for gifts, is that you bundle. I would do, for example, 1 or 2 recipes for the house, 1 or 2 recipes for women, and 1 or 2 recipes for men. And everybody gets the same gift. That's what I did in the past, but it makes it super practical because you're going to prepare batches. A lot of the things that you're going to buy are batches already. Like, for example, the essential oils. You can make 50, 100 of some of the recipes that I'm going to give it to you. So when you buy batch, you also give it batch. And a few things you can keep it to yourself, and a few things you can keep it for gifts during the year as well. So you can store them. Some of them last years long, some of them a few months along, but I'm going to show you what is what. So after you chose what you're going to be doing and for whom you're going to be giving, you're going to pick your essential oils. You can pick on the benefits. So for example, you can look into our emotions ebook or the book Essential Emotions, or even you can go into our virtual assistant and ask what are the emotional benefits. But you can also just look into what do I like and what does this person like. Can be as simple as that. And then after that, you're gonna gather your ingredients and your supplies. So I personally buy everything at Amazon, one place only. I love the kind of like range that Amazon gives. I find it very simple, but I know that some people prefer shopping into local shops. Like we have 4 Oils for containers, which is really good. We have like Edeka here in the Netherlands for oils and things like that. So do it your way. Some people love to buy bottles from Temu because it's much cheaper. Like I have no judgment. Whatever you choose that is the best way for you to do, buy and bundle from these things. And I'm gonna have a list in a bit with you as well. And then you're gonna follow the recipes. And my tip is take 2 or 3 hours in a Saturday afternoon, whenever you have the time, and do it everything together. You're just gonna have a few funnels, a few bottles lined up, and you just batch produce it. It's so simple, and you're really going to be impressed of how many gifts you can get it done in a weekend. And then afterwards, just add your beautiful packaging, add a nice handwritten note, and you really have such a beautiful gift from that. So I definitely personalized the cards and had kind of like the same gift to all the men and all the women. Okay, so what are the recipes I'm going to share with you? For the home, we're going to talk about bath salts, body scrub or lip scrub, room spray. Gosh, this one everybody has in the house, and this one, like synthetic fragrance from room spray, is so bad for your health. So this for me is like such an easy one to make. And pupuhi. This one looks difficult, but it's not, and it's definitely one that I'm gonna be making as well. And then you're gonna have for him or for her facial serum and beard oil. You're gonna see that the ingredients are almost the same. Perfume, very similar ingredients as well. Lip balm or beard balm, also the same product. Body butter and hair oil for hair growth, especially, and also for hair health. Okay, oils. I have bundled into 3 categories. We have calming oils, energizing oils, and grounding oils. If I were to choose my top 5 calming oils, I would pick lavender, juniper berry, Roman chamomile, ylang ylang, and geranium. These are great to combine with almost everything. Lavender is a most common aroma. Juniper berry is a calming aroma. It's excellent to sleep. It's excellent to reduce nightmares. And it has kind of like not such a flowery aroma. So I love adding juniper berry to my things. Roman chamomile, a little bit goes a long way. You also buy the small bottle, but it's a powerful smell and it's wonderful. For kids, it's great. For people with high stress, it's great. Ylang ylang and geranium are 2 smells that are potent. Some people love it, some people not so much. They're excellent for skin and they're excellent for women's health. So what I would do is, if I'm working with ylang ylang or geranium, I'm not going to work with a really like potent smell from the energizing, for example, peppermint. I'm going to talk about potent smell. So in this one, the potent smell would be ylang ylang and geranium. So this is kind of like the biggest one that you pick it up. Energizing. Peppermint, the potent smell is just a smell just like boom in your face. So if you're working with peppermint, work with lavender, juniper berry, Roman chamomile. That's kind of like a nice combo that you can make. Rosemary, wild orange, lime, lemon, grapefruit. Honestly, I think everybody can have those in the house. They're amazing for so many things. You can put them in your water. So if you want to have a wish list, have those. They're wonderful. And you can combine calming oils and energizing oils really good together. So you put 2 of these and 2 of these, and you have a beautiful bundle. I would only not combine the strong calming with the strong energizing peppermint and ylang ylang, for example. And then we have the grounding oils. And as you can see, most of those are trees: frankincense, sandalwood, patchouli, cedarwood, and black spruce. Frankincense and sandalwood are a bit more pricey, but they're wonderful. Like sandalwood in a perfume is just, it's so good. And you can make quite a few bottles with it. So if you're ready, it's worth the investment. Patchouli is the strong grounding smell. Some people love it, some people really don't. So you can choose to give a punch in your aroma, but you can also choose to leave it out, especially if you're working with peppermint or with ylang ylang and geranium. Cedarwood is the budget option. Smells like sauna. It always works. I love this oil. And black spruce for me is an excellent oil for men. So when you're going to make something for men, Cedarwood, black spruce together is just, and then you add like some lime to it, amazing. Rosemary to it, lovely. Those are really beautiful, beautiful combos. My man uses black spruce every day, and for me, it's kind of like entering a North American forest and connecting to the native Indians and getting all the groundedness and the intuition and that man who's connected to his heart, but then to nature at the same time, but at the same time who's a warrior. That's how I would describe black spruce, even for myself. So if you want that energy, this is your oil, that's the vibe. And patchouli is more oil of like landing in your body. It's just like boom, right here now. Patchouli can smell like hippie people, hippie places. So it's a bit of a thing, but can also make the whole like composition very round. So play around with what you like most. When you've chosen your essential oils, one thing that I want to say, grounding oils go amazing with energizing oils and amazing with calming oils. So you can bundle 222, 122, or just calming and energizing, or just energizing and grounding. But the only thing is, I would have a little bit of a combo of them together. Only calming, like for example, for a bath salt can be really nice. But if you add cedarwood to that bath salt, then it gives that grounding effect as well. And it makes the aroma less flowery. You know what I mean? It brings a little bit more woodiness to it. So it makes a nice composition. That's my tip when composing together. Okay, ingredients. Choose your bottles. The best thing for serums and beard oils is this pipette bottle. Room spray, big spray bottles, like 100 milliliters is the recipe I'm going to give, but I have a 500 milliliters because it lasts much longer. 10 milliliters of those for lip balm, 30 milliliters of those for body butter, or 100 milliliters for those for body butter, depending on what you want. But definitely this big glass one. Perfume bottles, quite simple. And these glass jars I use for pupurri and bath salts. Always give preference to glass jars. You can buy them bundle, and if you don't use them now, you just have it in the house and you use them in the future. So it can be a nice investment to make. Once you've chosen your bottles, you're gonna choose like the other things. Bee wax when you wanna make balms. Epsom salts or Himalaya salts, depending on how you like the look. Epsom salts is richer in magnesium. Himalayan salt looks nice. Depends what you want in your kitchen, in your bathroom counter. And I personally use jojoba oil in everything that I do. You can also use coconut oil. If you're doing hair things, you can use argan oil. For the simplicity of this, I'm giving as a tip jojoba oil. Why? Jojoba oil is rich in vitamin E, which is very healthy for the skin. And it's also like the molecule of jojoba oil is quite small, so it's really easily absorbed for the skin. So facial serums with jojoba oil are amazing. And then witch hazels when you want to make perfumes, toners, room spray. What is witch hazel? It's basically a toner. Do you need to use it? No, you can use distilled water. Works the same. Only that witch hazel kind of like keeps the fragrance for longer. So it's just, yeah, you're making sure that you're going to get the smell that you want for a longer period. You can also do a little dash of vodka instead of witch hazel, little tip if you have vodka in the house. And then choose your flowers and your dried fruits and things like that. So you usually buy them bundle. Look, I found this at Amazon. It's a whole bundle with a whole bunch of different flowers. You can add them to your salts, for example. You can add them to your packaging. You can add them to your pupurri. I love having them in the house. They make me happy. So these are a few things that I usually have. Now let's jump into the recipes. I'm not going to go into step by step of these recipes, but I am going to give you tips in each one of them. So bath salt. You can put the essential oils directly on the bath salt, mix, close, and leave it there. That works. But there's a little trick that when you mix the essential oils in a jojoba oil before or in a coconut oil, and then you put this mix into the salt, it lasts longer. It just kind of like helps stick better. So that's a little trick that I learned. Just 2 tablespoons will do the work. And then you can combine that in the salt. My the recipe I loved most was lavender, roman, chamomile, lime, lemon, juniper berry, rosemary. You see that I have a combination of relaxing and energizing. It's just, it's really lovely. And I have here a picture with some pink salt because I love how it looks, and you can add some rose petals to it. It's really important to keep the jar well closed because otherwise the essential oils will evaporate. And you can use this up for 4 times and it lasts, I don't know, it lasts really long. Lasts a year, let's put it this way. It lasts really long. But then you keep it closed and you can use it for different times. Okay, body scrub and lip scrub. Body scrub is the big container. Lip scrub, you put it in a small container. Coffee is the best scrub that you have, but brewed coffee. So you make your coffee, and the coffee that you did, you use that one. So you don't need to get fresh coffee for it. Just get your brewed coffee if you drink coffee, and then add some salt or some sugar for it to last longer, because otherwise it can go bad quite quickly. I love the combination of peppermint, wild orange to do scrubs. If your skin is sensitive, don't use peppermint because that burns. Use lavender instead. If you have pimples, you can do tea tree as well. It's a really great one for the scrub. You can scrub it once a week and it lasts about 3 weeks. If you put it in the fridge, it could last longer. But just, kind of smell, look at it. It should be definitely fine. Room spray, the easiest one of them all. So that's really basically either witch hazel or distilled water and your essential oils of choice. I have here lavender, frankincense, wild orange. Most people have this in the house. You can make different combinations. Like you can add Roman chamomile, you can add grapefruit, you can have it with some citrus if you like a more refreshing aroma. But this is a beautiful one to give. For sleep, you can make a spray like this with only Serenity or only with Adaptive. So nice to spray it in your bed before you go to sleep. I had it really long. I really loved it. So that's a nice one to make it as well. Okay, Pupuhi. It looks long and complicated, but it's actually not. And you can make it with things that you go in the forest and you find. So think about like getting some dry cones, getting some pieces of pine, getting some like pieces of wood from the forest and etc. You're gonna prepare it all in a closed jar together. And the secret to Pupuhi is this orris root or the vetiver root. And it's important that it's the powder form. And this is what gives that kind of like strong incense smell, let's call it this way. You gotta blend that with essential oil, and you can either put it in the oven or you can put it in a place that everything dries out really easy, like on top of the heater can also work out. You need to leave it closed for a few weeks before you open. So you make it, you leave it closed for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then you open, and then it gives this wonderful aroma in your whole house for another 3 weeks, maybe a month. And you can add like dry fruits. I'm making those this season as well, so that's really nice. You can put like cinnamon, anise to it. Can make it really creative. Okay, facial serum. This one I do it every day, guys. That's my facial serum, the one that I use. So a dropper bottle, jojoba oil, and then here I have geranium, lavender, frankincense. I personally use Immortelle. In 1 bottle of Immortelle, I make about 5 facial serums. So it gets a really nice price per bottle. And if you want to go fancy and you don't have the Immortelle, you can do blue tints. It gets a really beautiful blue color, sandalwood and helichrysum as well. And this one, just like 4 or 5 drops in the evening and in the morning. Amazing. It's the best. And then the same thing for beard oil. It's kind of the same ingredients, but then the essential oils would be different. Rosemary, lavender, black spruce, cedarwood, lime. Lovely combo for men. Has the relaxing touch of lavender and at the same time the grounding part from cedarwood and black spruce. Really, really nice combo. And then you can make your own perfume. So look, I'm advising to put around 22 to 28 drops in a 30 milliliter bottle from perfume. It's strong. This is for people who like strong perfume scents, for people who are used to things that they buy at the Douglas and at the Issy Paris and etc. You can make it with much less. I have made perfumes that were like 6 drops of essential oil only. But what I'm teaching you here is something that it likes makes a really big impact. You can put a little bit less as well. My personal recipe is sandalwood ylang ylang bergamot. But you can also play around. I have some other recipes here that you can see how to combine. And again, you can look it into the masculine version, sandalwood, cedarwood, patchouli, cardamom. You could replace the cardamom for lime. You could replace that for black spruce again. So you can play around a bit. And if you want to dive into perfumes, Pinterest is a playground and you can play around. But this one always works for me and I keep it to that. Okay, lip balm and beard balm. So this one is the one that you make with the bee wax pastels, and that makes it a little bit dirty in the kitchen. Like I have to tell, it's a little bit messy one to make, but it's really lovely. This was one of the gifts that I gave back in the times. I put in these like 10 milliliter containers. And it makes a lot. You see, like 7 glasses of 30 if you're talking about like a big beard balm or just a big balm, or 23 from the very small one. So it goes really a long way. And for a minty effect, you can do peppermint, but grapefruit is also so delicious in the lip balm. So you can play around with different things as well. And the body butter. So this one, you need a good mixer. You need a mixer. It doesn't need to be the best mixer, but you need a mixer because you're going to make it like whipped cream. And you make the shea butter and the oil into this very creamy thing. And then you add the oils and then you put it into the container. Super, super easy. And honestly, this is like the best to not get cracks in your hands and etc. I really love shea butter. There is a little tip of adding cornstarch because it just makes the whole consistency better. So these are like small tricks that we've learned along the way to just make the whole thing kind of like get the fluff that you want to have, the feel that you want to get from it. And then lastly, the hair oil. So a lot of people say that it does help them grow their hair. What I notice with me, like it just helps me keeping volume in my hair, which is something that is really important for me. If you're having hair fall, the oils to go are rosemary, peppermint, lavender, cedarwood. These are really like great to just bundle it all together. But you can also, just do, for example, because you want to hydrate your hair, not necessarily for hair fall. So that these oils would be to avoid hair fall. And you can apply basically on the root for like 15 to 20 minutes, or you can sleep with it as well. These are just something. So you come with the pipette and you massage it. People really love the results from this. So I have to say, I don't have so much an issue of hair fall yet. Don't know if it's ever gonna come, but like our customers really love this tip. Yeah, nice. And if you say, I want more, then we have like doTERRA has this home edit that you can scan this QR code and you dive into a bunch of things there. Really simple recipes for kitchen, for bathroom, for everything. And you can also dive into our natural skincare in-book that we have some recipes there as well. And you can go into the female cycle or emotions to see like, but what oils do I choose? Which is not only aroma and also health benefits. So these are all places you can find good info. When you're watching the recording and you're not a customer yet, just choose how you want to get started, what oils you choose, and then make your account and you're granted immediate access to all of our resources and benefits. You're more than welcome in our community. And if you're already a client, my big tip is make an order through LRP with all these oils that you're going to be using. This month, you get a free frankincense, and that's a crazy offer. I love that offer. This oil alone is worth 100 euros, so you can just bundle all your gifts in one. And if you feel like you want to share this with your community, or you feel the call to really start like making a bigger impact and earning an income by sharing about this beautiful oils, just let us know. We're happy to help you how to get started and what are the first steps. And now I'm curious, like, which one you got called to do, or if any?
Yeah, for me it would be the lip balm and body butter. Yes. Yeah.
And the lip balm can also be used on face, right? So that's the thing. It's just everything can be used everywhere. It can be used on cracks of the fingers. And the body butter is really nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Thanks for sharing.
Anybody else who said like, okay, this one I'm gonna try?
Perfume can be nice.
The perfume. The perfume is nice. Yes. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, so there is like also, they say a easy trick to make a perfume is choose a grounding, choose a flower, and choose a citrus, like sandalwood or cedarwood, ylang ylang or geranium or rose or jasmine or lavender, and then a citrus like bergamot, lemon. Let me know what you're gonna choose. I'm curious. Cool. Nice. Amazing. So I'm gonna share the recording and I'm also gonna share the recipes. Yeah, thank you so much for being here and have fun, having fun in making those. Keep us posted, share with us in the group what you have made.
Yeah, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Ciao, ciao.
Mm.
Thank you. Have a good evening.